What's going on, everybody? Your man Eric Wilson, Sports Arena. As you can see, got a brand new look going on here. Huge thanks to StreamYard for letting me hook this up. But just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all tonight. Actually, I'm doing a two-parter. This is part one. So let me introduce you to my first guest. This young man is a sports reporter, publicist out of Seattle. However, was born in the VA, Virginia. Aside from being a role model and with his degree in mass communication, this man has done a lot covering the Super Bowl, also at a very young age. But I want to welcome him in. This is Mr. Fago Franklin III. Fago, thank you so much for joining me here on the Sports Arena, sir. How are you?
I'm well, man. How about yourself? And thank you for allowing me to be on your sports show.
Oh man, it's an honor to be with you, man, and talk to you here this evening. So we got a lot to cover and not really a lot of time, but I just wanted to take a moment. I want you to introduce yourself to the people. Let the people know who you are and some of your other accolades that you've done so far.
Oh, man. So my name is Fago Franklin III. I'm just a young man that's just trying to make it towards my goals as well as inspire other people. Never give up on your dreams. I have covered 3 Super Bowls. I have covered some Hollywood events, red carpet events. I have covered a White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'm just a go-getter. And basically, I don't put myself in a box. I always think outside of the box. And I tell young folks to always think about outside of the box because you can bring a lot to the table if you have more knowledge on what other people are not doing. So that's what I bring to the table. And that's just a little bit about myself.
Nice. So again, thank you for being here on the Sports Arena. Hey, make sure you go check this man out. Follow him, Fago Franklin III. He's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and as you can see at the bottom here, you can follow me on my social media feeds. But I wanted to talk to you as another brother about some things going on in this country, as I'm sure you know, even being out on the West Coast. And I guess the first thing is the NFL has decided that beginning, with week 1, they're going to play the Black national anthem, Lift Every Voice and Sing, before they play the national anthem. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that. Do you see this as a definite change that's starting to occur in the NFL with everything that's going on? What are your thoughts on it?
I think it's just BS. I think they're just trying to get everybody on board with at least standing in some type of capacity for some type of national anthem. We didn't ask for that. We wanted Colin Kaepernick to get a legitimate shot back into a starting role as a quarterback or either a backup role as a quarterback. We didn't ask for any changes to the national anthem. We need more coaches in the NFL. There's only 3 Black head coaches in the NFL, 1 Latina. It's 32 different teams. I wouldn't say it's a change at all. I just feel like that Roger Goodell is just trying to please everybody. Far as African Americans, because of course everybody's kneeling and different things of that nature, and then you have other people who disagree with the kneeling aspect that might as well protest the Black national anthem as well too. So it's basically a division among national anthems, and I feel like in order for us to change, we need more diversity within executive jobs as well as more coaches in the NFL. What is your take about it?
Listen, I've tried to look at this from both sides, and I've tried to be, trying to understand not only where Roger Goodell's coming from, where the NFL's coming from the business perspective, but as a Black man like yourself, this is one of those things when my first, knee jerk, if you will, gut reaction when I saw this was, okay, if this is all that you're going to do and you're not going to do true inclusion or true diversity or true, at least try to make it seem like you're moving in that different direction, then at this point, I'm still a little concerned about what is the end goal, because I'm very much like you. With there not being not only as head coaches, but in the front office, in that executive leadership role, we still have not seen minorities. And I won't just say African American. I won't just say Black men. I'll say minorities as a whole, not really truly getting their opportunity and their shot to sit at the table. Because for me, as I will tell everybody, especially being here on the Sports Arena, that's all I want. I want my shot at the table. I want my seat at the table to be able to impactfully bring about change. And until that happens, I'm listening. Listen, you want to go completely out there and prove to me that you are on that trajectory, that you're making that change. This is what you do for me. Go hire a Black female head coach in the NFL. Do that for me. And then maybe I might changed my thought process as far as, okay, maybe the NFL is really doing something. But at this point right now, I think it's a start, and I'm glad it's a start. I just want to see more. And I'm not a person who is going to be like, okay, this is not going to be the thing that makes me just finally stop talking about what's going on in this country, or stop really talking and having those uncomfortable conversations with people that we in our community have been having for decades.
Yes.
So with that, here on the Sports Arena, talking to my man Fago Franklin III, I want to transition over to the NBA because, living here in Florida with the COVID cases being as rampant as they are, the NBA is still slated to go. And teams are on their way here. They're on their way down here to Orlando to be in the bubble so that they can finish out their season and crown a champion. Let me first ask you, what are your thoughts on the NBA restarting?
Me, as being a sports head, I love it, but also at the same time, you have to think about player safety. Cases are going up. We're not getting this COVID-19 contained by any means. And it's right now, it's just a pivotal time to somehow get this virus contained. So my whole thoughts is player safety at the end of the day. And it's nice and dandy to have sports back. But again, if cases are not decreasing, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I'm along those lines with you. But again, I have to look at this from a business perspective and say, even though I feel like Florida opened up way too soon to kind of reestablish the economy, at the end of the day, it's a business. And I get that players don't want to play and they have their personal reasons and they're entitled to them, and I respect their opinions. But I'm a sports guy. And the fact that we have now gone 4 months really without our traditional level of having that escape, having that breakaway, having to be able to just kind of take our mind off our daily routine and watch some of our favorite athletes and watch some of our favorite sports go at it. I am still a big proponent, and I've said this here, I've said it on several different shows that I've been on. If the NFL pauses football, I'm not even talking about if you cancel football, forget about it. I'm done. I'm telling you right now, I'm done. If you pause football on me, we're going to have a serious problem. So the NFL needs to figure out what the NBA is doing, what the NHL is doing, what MLB is doing to be able to protect their investment and give us our football, because it's $1 billion industry that is slated to lose that much, if not more, futuristically, if they do not get a handle on this right now. And I know with the NBA, we're continually seeing cases of players who are being contracted with the COVID-19 virus. Let's not take this lightly, Fago. I mean, this is something that is impactfully hitting, but I want to ask you, as a sports guy, if you were in the position of some of these athletes, whether it be you had a family, whether it be you were just, taking care of your mom and your dad, whatever it is, would you play, given that it's going to be here in Florida, in Orlando, with how things are currently constructed?
I wouldn't play because it's a high risk. Okay. It's a high risk. I have to think about my family. If I get the virus, I might give the virus off to them. Say for instance, people have little kids, they could give the virus to them. And it's dangerous for everybody right now. And with the cases increasing, especially in the Florida area, it's deadly out there. Like, cases are not coming down. So I would not even play. I wouldn't even have no thought. I'm like, yeah, I'm be like Avery Bradley. Avery Bradley is not even playing. So that's why J.R. Smith. Yeah, that's why J.R. Smith is taking his position for the time being with the Lakers.
So go ahead.
So I'll just be like him. I'm not playing.
All right.
Go ahead. What you were about to say?
Well, what I was going to say to you was, considering the fact that we are going to have a season, let's get into it a little bit. Are there any teams out there that you feel coming down to Orlando, playing in this tournament that's going to exist? They have the 8 games to kind of get their rhythm and their timing and their continuity back, and then we actually are going to the postseason. Outside of the big names, of course, you've got the Lakers, you got the Clippers, you got the Bucks. Is there a team that you think may surprise people in the rest of this season into the postseason?
I hate to say this because I'm a diehard Lakers fan. Boston is very young.
Wow.
Jason Tatum is nice. They have guys that can definitely be credible and be accounted for. They're very young. They play small ball. They play better ball. They play small ball better than the Rockets. They yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna have to.
They got Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
Kemba Walker give you 20. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown is definitely up and coming. I love him, and they just have a defensive front that can stop a lot of opponents. And then you also have to think about Miami. Miami is another sleeper team out in the East as well too, where Jimmy get buckets. They're looking good too. And then another person that another thing that I like, and he's growing Siakam with the Raptors.
Yeah,
they're growing.
Defending champions. You can't sleep on them. Yes.
So I have those three guys, but I would say not those three guys, but those three teams. But I have to say, as a Lakers fan, it got to be Boston. They're the sleepers.
So no love for Philly, huh? No love for the 76ers. You just don't see it with Ben Simmons and Embiid and all them, no?
Too inconsistent. I actually had them going in my finals when I had the 76ers and the Pelicans.
Wow.
Because before Zion got hurt, they're very youthful. And Zion, I thought he'd be a great factor to have. I mean, that's pick and roll and pick and pop all day with that team. And when they get out in that open floor, they could definitely put a lot of pressure on your defense because they're just too fast. And I thought it was going to be, if they somehow get the 8th position and they play the Lakers, they're going to put a lot of pressures on the Lakers big men just because on the fact of how fast that they are. And they run transition like really, really quick.
All right. So are you saying to me right now here on the Sports Arena that you got the Lakers and the Celtics in the finals? Is that what you're telling me right now?
No. I say
okay. All right. Who you got?
No. See, I'll say Clippers, Boston.
Clippers and the Celtics. Okay.
Clippers, yes. Clippers are very deep. They're very deep. And then, of course, you got what's my man name? He's the 6th man, Lou Williams. Lou Williams can average 20 himself. Then you have, you got two of the best two-way players on the same team, PG-13, of course, and then Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverly. That's your defensive guy. Very nice on the defensive structure. I forgot their center, but he's pretty good too. He's been averaging, I think, 17 to 18 a game. So they're very deep. And they're going to give the Lakers a problem.
All right, so it's going to be interesting. So I know as time goes on, we're going to be paying close attention, like I said, to those major teams. But I just wanted to see if you had any sleepers. You know what? I'll give you one that no one's talking about, and I'm very surprised by this. It's the Denver Nuggets, man. I think Denver's going to shock and surprise a lot of people because you know what? They flying under the radar. Nobody's talking about them, and that's I think when they play that best ball. So you got to be careful when it comes to Denver. I mean, of course, being a Philly guy, I got to go with my Sixers. And I mean, I live here though, and I live down here in Florida. And again, quick shout out, thank you to the Orlando Magic for letting me cover y'all for the last 2 seasons. After talking to those players last week, being a part of the media group and having the opportunity, there's a hunger inside of them that even though they're going to be the 8 or 7 seed, they're coming for a lot of people. They're gunning for a lot of people. So do not be surprised if the Magic shock people and get a lot deeper into this postseason. I'm just saying, I've had the opportunity to watch them up close, had the opportunity to talk to them. You know what? Sometimes it's that one that you let get away that comes back to bite you down the road. So just be careful. Really quick, I just want to show some love. We got a comment here from Miss Linda Harmon. She said she agrees with you, Fago. She would not play either or put her family at risk. So, it just speaks to people looking at this, going back to our original point about playing versus not playing. A lot of players like you are going from that aspect of, you know what, I can sit out the rest of this season, not make a paycheck, and prepare myself down the road because we know the season is going to pick back up. The NBA season will continue after this one. This is just a minor, it's a minor obstacle that they have to get through.
So I definitely agree. And I would say Orlando will at least get to the second round. I see that.
Okay. All right. So, you know, I brought you on here today on the Sports Arena because I wanted people to get to know you just in the basic conversations that we've had. You've told me so much about you from, you know, being at a White House correspondent dinner. You know, you've covered Super Bowls. You have interviewed a lot of people. You know, what made you decide to go into this or get into I mean, this is a cutthroat industry sometimes, you know what I mean? And you got to set yourself apart. So what about Fago Franklin III makes people gravitate towards you?
That's a good question. It's just my personality. I'm very open-minded. I don't judge. I'm a go-getter. I'm very consistent. I'm I'm a person that you can count on. And I tell people all the time in this industry, you have to be consistent. Everything is about consistency and just going towards getting to that goal or dream that you're willing to go after. And with me, when I first started in 2012, I went back to school. So I'm a man of faith. So I asked the good Lord if he could give me a career where it's something I would love. Ironically, it's sports. Sports have always been my niche. It's like my wife that I never had because I always gravitated towards it. You know, when I was going through certain things in life, or either when I was playing ball when I was younger, I ran track. So sports has definitely been in my life my entire life. And then, of course, I was born and raised in a sports family. My family, my mom and dad, they ran track. My dad played ball. My little brother played ball. My big brother, before he passed, he played basketball. So sports was just something that was more so of a bonding for each and every one of my family members. So nevertheless, in 2012, I got my first internship in Lacrosse We Trust. Now, it was lacrosse. Nobody watches lacrosse or anything of that nature, but
that's not true. That's not true. There's a fan base. People are out there. They support, you know, they support some of these players and athletes. Come on,
yeah, of course.
Hey, mamas and daddies and them watch them. I mean, you know.
No, but I would say it's not more so of a nationwide type of sport. So I did some research on it, and I actually enjoy doing research and enjoy doing, coverage on it. And in 2013 was like my big break because I still covered a lot of things with Pro Players Insiders, but I covered like the Baltimore Ravens. So, I was talking with some of the coaches and some of the players. And then after the Baltimore Ravens won their Super Bowl, they actually had a free concert out in Baltimore. So Keith Urban was there, Michael Strahan, all the big guys that I looked up to, watched over the years. And I'm like right here. And it was just something I was just so passionate. And I told myself that day, that was the day that I decided that was going to be like, this is going to be my career. And so, I worked with Fox Sports 1340 AM down in the DC area. I worked with numerous companies. Now I'm building my own publication, which is New Stitch Media. You can find it on newstitchmedia.com, as well as started my YouTube channel, which is Fago Franklin III. So I talked with, like, this year alone, Lisa Ray, Terrell Owens, Warren Moon. Those are just some of the people that I have conversed with and interviewed just in a short span of time, just building my own publication. And so, like I tell people all the time, if you want something, go get it. Don't let anybody stop you. Don't let society tell you that you're not going to do anything. Just if you have a positive mindset, I tell people all the time, positive mindset attracts positive mindsets. Negative mindsets attract negative mindsets. So all you got to do is just be positive, have a drive, and people are willing to help you out once they see that you're willing to try.
Yeah. So, all right, I got to put you on the spot here. Give me your best interview that you've had to date.
Dang.
Give me your top three. Give me your top three.
This year, top three?
Give me your top three.
Warren Moon, Lisa Ray, Vivica A. Fox.
Oh, you interviewed Vivica?
Last year. She had a gala event.
My wife is a huge Vivica A. Fox fan, so she gonna like you just because of that. Let me just let you know.
Yeah, she was just really, really cool and easy to talk with. I covered her gala event last year in Vegas. So okay. she was pretty fun to talk with.
I'm sure she got stories for days that she could sit and talk to you about. So Hey, man,
Yes.
Fago, thank you so much for joining me here on the Sports Arena, man. Don't be a stranger. Love to have you back on anytime we can sit and rap. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Your man, Eric Wilson. This is Mr. Fago Franklin III. Make sure you check him out on his YouTube page. Check him out. What's your website again?
NewStitchMedia.com. You
New
can find me
Stitch.
on Yes, sir. You can
Okay.
find me on Instagram at superjournalist87. You can even Google me, Fago Franklin III. Everything pops up, my links, my articles, as well as my videos. So support your boy. And thank you for allowing me to be on that show.
Hey, love to have you back, man. Your man, Eric Wilson, Sports Arena. Hey, everyone, peace and love. Be kind to one another. Wash your hands. Stay safe. We'll talk soon.